Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Natasha and I'm the founder and creator of Alchemyssa, and I'm here today to talk with you about three really important things when we start to work in ourselves. One is what is self-development, self-awareness and self-knowledge, and what is Alchemyssa. So, self-development, it is something that we do when we find something in our life that we are not quite happy about or that we want to acquire a new skill. For example, you want to improve your eating habits, how much time you spend in front of your screen scrolling, and or for example, you want to learn a new language. For that, you can just self-motivate, search for the tools and do it by yourself, or you can also hire a therapist, you can have a coach to help you to make this change. What happens a lot of the times is that these changes that we're trying to implement, they're not easy to keep. And a lot of the times we break this changing that we're trying to do and we feel that we are failing and we really judge ourselves and we think like, wow, I really don't have discipline. I really am not, committed to this thing. So bad me. But actually what is happening is that usually these type of things that we are unhappy, these inner blocks, they are actually messages of emotional questions for you to have a look. This is where self-knowledge becomes really powerful, because once you start to think in that mind frame that the obstacles, they are actually a roadmap for your integration and for your becoming to be your true self. That is really powerful. So self-knowledge is when you start taking the time to understand about your emotions and also owning your decisions and owning your process rather than just saying it is because my boss is X, it is because my life Z happened. We can then start taking ownership and learn about the unconscious process and habits that we have, that majority of the things that we do, they are in autopilot. We don't even think about them. Sometimes we just unconsciously repeat process that we saw happening around us, especially in our childhood, especially from our family, and maybe even professors, someone that we looked up to, that set that set up the way that we saw things. So when we combine learning about yourself, self-awareness, and self-development, you can then make less long and meaningful changes in your life. This is really important because once you combine these two things together, you are able to actually become yourself. And this is something that I think is very beautiful, and at the same time is like a semantic trick on this, because I don't think we are becoming someone. We are actually unwrapping ourselves to find the core of who we actually are. Because a lot of the times what happens is we create personas. They are adaptations, they are mechanism of adaptation to feel engaged in the circles that we experience close affection. So for example, we're gonna have different sides of our persona to interact with our family, in our romantic relationship, friendship, work, and so on. And these are not necessarily who we actually are, because a lot of our interactions, they are polished by what people gonna think about me. I don't know what I actually like and this type of thing. So once we engage in our inner work and in transforming ourselves, then we can actually remove these layers that protect our core self that we didn't feel safe to express growing up, and then we become ourselves, but not by changing, but by revealing who we actually are. And I think that's really beautiful and it's really powerful. And the cliche phrase that say, be the change that you want to see in the world, I think that is the most powerful thing, because once you start learning little bit more about your emotions, you start making better decisions, you start taking ownership about the things that you do, rather just reflecting back and not really having the inner space to embrace the challenge that you're facing, to have the inner compassion to nourish and to love you with your flaws. It is a decision to make all of that happening. And I think it's really important also to say that when you decide to engage in this process, not necessarily life is gonna get easy. In the sense of like that you're not gonna face challenge anymore, because this is something that happened to me. When I started doing my self-development work, I thought that okay, now life is gonna be beautiful, happy, and I'm not gonna have any troubles anymore. Life's gonna be good because I'm deciding to take care of myself. And that's not quite how it happens. Life became really good, happy, and beautiful, but I still face challenge. The difference is that you don't spend as much time suffering, and that in your daily life, in your day-to-day life, you can feel good in your own skin and you can have inner peace. So I think these are very worth investments in your life. So if you like this type of content, please subscribe and consider reading the articles that I publish. They come every 10 days, around that. It depends of how time management works. But yeah, I'm really glad that you're here. Thank you so much for your support, and I will see you on the next one. Bye now. So guys, I just realized that I didn't explain what's Alchemyssa. Alchemyssa is my school of self-development and self-awareness. My background is social science, and I have a master in Jungian post-Jungian studies, and I have been working on myself for the past 10 years. And I have tried many different things in a traditional therapy sense, in a holistic and energetic healing. And I'm here sharing with you the things that I think are helpful the most, that resonate with me, that are aligned with the things that I believe that are helpful, that help me, and hopefully they will also make sense to you. But be aware that there is so many different ways to walk towards yourself and to find yourself. And I'm gonna make another content about explaining the labyrinth that we are and all of that, so keep an eye on it. And yes, thank you so much for being here, and I'm really, really grateful, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye.